Make sure we get our buttons buttoned up. We can get our buttons buttoned up here. All right. What an absolute amazing game. I am stoked. I am so stoked. Oh, my light's not on yet. That's how stoked I am. There we go. There we go. That makes the helmet look better. Man, what a game today. For those of you who are tuning in after the game, most of you do tune in after I've done the live for the post game reactions to the game. That's at least how it went last time. This is my new Luis Gonzalez jersey for my birthday that I got. It has his name on the back. I found it at a store in Denver, of all places. What are the odds of that? Anyways, I had some family business to do today, or I would have been streaming this game live the whole time reacting to it. But instead, I had stuff I had going on. So I wasn't able to do that. I had to wait until after the game to be able to come on here and do a little bit of a live for a minute for you guys. But this is my post game reaction to the Cardinals beating the Dallas Cowboys 27-17. What an absolutely awesome game. I am so happy to announce to you guys that we won finally. The 5-game losing streak is over. And who knows if it was the Cowboys just being utter dog crap or if we actually figured out how to close a game today. Hey, you know what? Regardless, even if the Dallas Cowboys are utter dog crap for the rest of the season, we still did finish this game. We figured out how to finish the game. We figured out how to win the game in the fourth quarter. And we picked up the 27-17 win. And let me tell you, things were starting there for a minute in the fourth quarter. The first 5 minutes or so of the fourth quarter, starting to look exactly like the last 5 weeks. We were starting to look like we weren't going to play well offensively anymore. We weren't going to be able to move the ball anymore. The defense allowed a touchdown. I was like, oh no, here we go again. But man, we pulled off a massive win. And that's just my general reaction. We're going to get into the stats here in a minute. And then obviously, I can't even talk right now. I didn't even get to watch the first half of the game. We'll do a more in-depth video, Cardinals reacting, like I did last week, after this as well. But this is more of my live, raw, uncensored version. But yeah, let me tell you, we ended up closing this game out. I was not home for the first half. I was doing other stuff with my family, but I had the game on my phone, and I was trying my best to follow, but I didn't want to be disrespectful to my family. So I had to make sure that I just was looking down every once in a while, but I was seeing, oh my goodness, I'm missing a great game. We're taking a lead. We're extending the lead. We're not letting them score at all. I did notice that we got off to a 10-0 lead and then had a blocked punt immediately after that. They had a blocked punt that ended up being a touchdown. And I was like, oh no, that's such a Cardinals thing to do. Why are we doing this? And then we ended up taking a bigger and bigger lead. I saw 17-7. Then we get to halftime and we have this giant lead. I'm like, what is going on right now? And the Cowboys offense couldn't score any points. Their special teams had scored more than the offense had scored. We won. I never thought this day would come. Potato Chip, I got to a point. It's been over a month now. It's been about a month and a half since we've won a game, and it was against the Panthers. This is the best team we've beaten this year. This is the best team we've beat. They're 3-5-1. So it's not like we beat like this year's Patriots or this year's Bills or anything like that, but we still beat a team that is actually, decent. It's not the Panthers or the Saints. Like, actually, the Panthers are good now, but when we played them, we were assuming they were going to be awful. Walter Nolan is him. He was. I saw the 2 sacks. That was really impressive. I don't know if he had more. I'm going to have to comb through the stats here, which we're going to do in a minute. I'm going to look at all the stats here in just a second while we do this post-game show that I just kind of threw up here. I was so excited. I actually threw up. No, I'm just joking. I didn't throw up. Walter Nolan is making this defense look scary. Dude, imagine Josh Sweat, Walter Nolan, and Calais Campbell. They are all making this defense look very scary right now. But man, we ended up having that giant lead. We held the Dallas Cowboys offense to 10 points total. 10 points. 7 of the points came off that block punt, and 10 points came with the offense. Absolutely incredible performance by the defense. They are the side I give the game to. The defense gets the win today. I mean, the offense played phenomenal as well. And I mean, this game, if anything, makes me think that Brissett just has to keep starting. I don't think we would have played this well with Kyler Murray tonight. I know he plays well in AT&T Stadium. That was the whole thing in the video I posted today or yesterday about, the Cardinals social media team posting about how great he plays at AT&T Stadium. I was like, I don't care. I just want a good quarterback who's going to play a solid game. All right, so let's hop into some of the stats. Jacoby Brissett in the last two games combined for 600 yards. Like he threw for so many more yards, and the max yards that Kyler Murray has thrown for this year is 220. So much better than what Kyler Murray was doing. Tonight, Jacoby Brissett went 21 of 31 for 261 yards. He's almost thrown for 300 yards in every game. I can't even, like, I don't even remember when we had quarterback play like this in the past. 2 touchdowns as well, and no interceptions is what he threw for today. Dak Prescott threw for a lot of yards, but when you have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, I mean, of course you're going to throw for a lot of yards. Also threw for a touchdown and 1 interception. Rushing yards. I'm going to say something that I didn't think I was going to say after Emari Demercado fumbled the ball through the end zone against the Titans. Emari Demercado made a very smart play today, and he ended up being the leading rusher for us. And for that, he deserves a little bit of credit. I will say, he deserves some credit for that. He did a great job in the fourth quarter when he was running with the football. About 4 minutes left in the game, he slid inbounds instead of falling out of bounds, which shows that he's learning and that he's actually trying his best to, make smart decisions now. We're not just going to throw the ball through the back of the end zone. We're not going to get cocky and cost our teams football games that we should be winning. So that was awesome too. Emari made up for that fumble. Yeah, Emari did make up for that fumble. Let's see. He went for 79 yards on 14 carries. 5.6 yards per carry is what he was averaging. And I can't say his first name. I thought he had a different first name. Knight? Zonovan Knight? Did Google mess this up, or is this a whole different player? I guess I didn't know this guy's first name. I didn't know Knight's first name was Zonovan. Zonovan Knight? Okay, well, he only went for 27 yards on 9 carries. Greg Dortch had a carry for 9 yards. Jacoby Brissett ran 5 times, trying to get away from sacks for only 4 yards. I guess they counted some of the sacks as a loss of yards, but he did get a touchdown on that quarterback sneak. I was able to watch the second half at least, so I was able to be in touch with that. Marvin Harrison Jr., here's the deal. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride are probably begging the coaching staff, and they might have already been doing this, to keep Kyler Murray on the bench and to get Jacoby Brissett out there playing every single week from here on out, because Marvin Harrison Jr. has looked like a different guy with this guy. 7 receptions for 96 yards, 13.7 yards per catch, and a touchdown for Marvin Harrison Jr. Absolutely amazing. Michael Wilson had 3 catches for 61 yards, 20.3 average. No tutties for him, but Trey McBride, 5 catches for 55 yards and a touchdown. Definitely, he got to eat today. Definitely wasn't like the most amazing game, but he got some clutch catches. And then Higgins came in with 30 yards. Zonovan Knight had 2 catches for 20 yards. Demercado had 1 catch for -1 yards. On defense, though, this is where the defense, they really stepped up today. And I think you're right, bro, Tato. Walter Nolan is the big reason. He's like that little bit that, like, the straw that broke the camel's back for the Cowboys offensive line. He made a big difference. Denzel Burke today had 5 tackles and an interception. A great day for him. I don't even know. I haven't heard his name too much this year, but man, did he make a big statement. Will Johnson, 5 tackles. Walter Nolan, 3 tackles and a sack. I thought for sure he had 2 sacks. Google could be wrong on this. I don't know. I thought for sure Walter Nolan had 2 sacks. I don't know. Let's see. MHJ breaking Bland's ankles was a cinematic masterpiece. Yeah, that's going to be in my review for sure tomorrow. I am definitely going to add that in there because that is worthy of it. Even when you got CeeDee Lamb jaw dropping, looking at the scoreboard, watching the replay, like, you did something right because he's an elite receiver. Um, yeah, so and then another thing I'll add here is when your father, who's a Hall of Fame player and Marvin Harrison Sr., is saying that it's ugly watching your son play on an offense, that's like a big slap in the face to your offense. And could be another reason why the Cardinals may be feeling pressure to get Kyler Murray out and to put Jacoby Brissett in. So yeah, I mean Harrison's looked really great over the last few games with Jacoby Brissett. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Walter Nolan, I thought he had 2 sacks, but it says only 1 here. Max Melton had 3 tackles, Buda Baker 3 tackles and 4 assists. He was flying all over the field. I could tell Buda Baker was more involved in this game. Um, also on those fumbles that were recovered, Buda Baker, I think he recovered one of them, and he made very sure to not refumble it. When we when we had a few good defensive plays or we got a fumble, Buda Baker was like, "Just get down, just lay on the football. Don't screw this up for us guys. Like, be smart." Mac Wilson Sr., 3 tackles. Garrett Wilson had 3. Jalen Thompson had 3. So many people had good distribution of tackles here. It wasn't just one guy or 2 guys or 3 guys doing everything. It was everyone contributing together. Calais Campbell, he's old. So like he can only do so much, but he had 2 tackles as well and he had 2 sacks. This guy just doesn't age. Even though he is old, man. I keep thinking the tank is going to run out of gas, and he just keeps doing it. Josh Sweat also had 2 sacks. We got to Dak Prescott a lot in this game, and I didn't think we were going to be able to get to him very much at all. But yeah, Nolan had a sack, Sweat had 2, Campbell had 2. Those are the 3 big guys. Those are the big 3 on the defensive line. Those are the guys that have to make it happen. Yeah, 5 sacks. I mean, on the other side of the football, Jacoby Brissett got sacked a lot again this week, so that was not great. Um, Kick returns, Greg Dortch had 4 for 102 yards. That's average. Yeah, and Ryland made his 2 kicks, and that's, all he needs to do is make sure he's making his kicks. Let's see. Let's go to the Cowboys side of things. Dak Prescott, 24 of 39 for 250 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but a lot of these yards came in garbage time at the end of the game. He was throwing the ball downfield. They had to keep throwing because they were losing the whole game. So this 250-yard thing is probably just it's a little bit of a lie. I don't think it's as good as that. Javonte Williams, 15 carries for 83 yards, but we didn't let him kill us. We did not let him hurt us. We did not let him win the game, okay? We actually held him to a modest number of rushing yards. Still a good game for him, but I mean, didn't help them win the game or anything. CeeDee Lamb had 85 receiving yards, Pickens had 79, and the other guys were all 50 or under. So those 2 guys are always going to eat. It's like if you're playing Nikola Jokic in basketball. Always, all the time, he's going to get his every single game. You just got to make sure he gets his and you still win the game. And that's the same thing with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens today. And we let them get their yardage, let them do their thing, still beat them. Let's see what we got here. This team is in some desperate need of Scientology. Okay. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the Cowboys defense. Wow, Deron Bland had a great game. 6 tackles with 8 assists. Kenny Clark, 4 tackles and a sack. Who else got the sacks? Clowney got a sack. Looked like Clowney got hurt a little bit in the 4th quarter, but he always is hurt. And he's kind of getting old as well. Reddy Stewart had a sack. Dante Fowler Jr. with a sack. And Donovan Izaraku had a sack as well. So, yeah, they were definitely getting to – that was one of my keys to the game is that Jacoby Brissett needs to not take so many sacks. We need to help him out. And a couple of those looked brutal. He got blindsided, absolutely got taken out. Brandon Aubrey went 1 for 2 on kicks. That is a surprise. He's always very automatic. But, yeah, team stats. Let's see who had the total yardage. It was a pretty even split. 340 yards for the Cardinals of total offense versus 333 for the Dallas Cowboys. 221 passing yards for the Cardinals versus 210 for the Cowboys. 119 rushing yards for the Cardinals versus 123 for the Cowboys. Pretty much even all the way down. Yeah. 23 first downs for the Cardinals, 22 first downs for the Cowboys. 7 of The Cardinals went 7 of 13 on third down to the Cowboys 5 of 12 on their attempts. And we had 65 total plays each. We literally had the ball almost the same amount of time. I mean, we had it longer, probably because we were draining the clock at the end of the game. But that's as even as it gets, and we ended up pulling it out. That's great. Love seeing that. If the stream gets 5 likes, I won't quit drinking. Who knows if we're gonna get 5 likes or not? I'm happy to have anybody in here hanging out with me. This video will be up after I am done being live as well. If you guys want to go check that out, that gives me some watch time that'll help me get to monetization eventually. I'm making good videos each day because I got to make the Cardinals reaction to the Cowboys win now. Got to make this post game video, but in like a more formal form. I also have to make Cardinals fans during the Cowboys game video as well, which is going to be a fun one since we won this week. And then, it's been a lot of pain ever since I started making these videos because I've only been doing this channel for about 2.5 to 3 months ever since the season started. But yeah, let's see. I think Kyler's big day will come when when they remake the Leprechaun film series. Hmm. I haven't seen that film series. Should I watch it? Is that worth it? Should I do that? Yeah, but hey, I'm totally stoked. These stats are looking amazing. Yeah, so other than that, what videos do I need to make? Cardinals fans during the Cowboys game. I need to make the post game reaction, which is this one. I also have to make the actual post game reaction. Then on top of that, I'm going to be editing and finishing the NFL Week 9 recap as well and getting that up this week. So I appreciate you guys checking it out. It's terrible. Well, that means I want to watch it more. I want to watch the Leprechaun series more. Thank you for your hard work, Leopard content. I'm just glad the Cardinals have more of an identity on social. Yeah. Man, when I created this channel a few months ago, I was like, hey, I'm looking at guys like Brandon Perna who do Broncos content, and then Tom Grassi who does Green Bay Packers stuff. And I know there's some other guys who do other teams, but I'm like, I don't see too many people talking about Arizona sports very much. And I've been an Arizona sports fan my whole life. So I also have been working on YouTube for a couple of years, thought I might be able to figure this out a little bit. It's not that hard. It's actually pretty fun. And I tried a different kind of channel where I did like comedy content where I was just making goofy videos, like a commentary channel. And I did not enjoy that as much. And it was much harder to make videos. And now I'm doing this where I'm making sports content and I know what I'm talking about. And it's much easier and quicker to make videos. And I feel like I'm getting a lot more success on the views and the watch time, like already just starting out. So I'm having a great time doing it. And I plan on talking about the Diamondbacks too once that season comes back around in March. But yeah, very excited to be on this channel. I'm very excited that it's doing well and it's growing so quickly, up to 140 subs now, I think. So that's pretty awesome. Glad to have everybody hanging out. But Bro Tato Chip, I'll remember you're like the OG. You're the OG, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna try to grow this channel to be pretty big, hopefully, so that we can get some. I want to get to the point where next season I'm live streaming every game. When I finally move into a house, I'll have all the streams going. I'll make a bunch of videos. I'll have more time to not be loud and annoy my neighbors because it is really late and there's a neighbor right here. I don't want to be too loud so that the neighbors don't hate me. But once I have a house, that won't be a problem. I'll be in my basement just making videos nonstop. No biggie. Yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Format works really well. I'm kind of just following the blueprint of other sports channels. So, seeing what works, not the ones who suck, but the ones who do a good job and trying to do the same thing they do. And because of my time doing other YouTube stuff, I have like the good lighting and everything and this good mic right here. So, yeah, I got to about 2,000 subscribers on my other channel and then got bored. I don't think I'm going to get bored doing sports content though, because this is just kind of really easy. It takes me like an hour or two to make a video. It's really not that bad at all. And I actually enjoy talking about it because I'm talking about something I like now and something I know about now. Anyways, but yeah, let's see. We've been going for 19 minutes, 19 and a half minutes here. I saw a guy streaming as I wrap up this little live stream here, post game reactions. Um, I saw a guy streaming for a sports channel that he has. He has like 8,000 subs, and he was basically just begging for money and begging for likes and subscribers. And he gets like 20 to 40 views on every video. And it was just really sad. And I'm looking at my videos getting like hundreds of views already, and I just pretty feel pretty blessed, honestly, because I'm never gonna be a guy who begs. That's embarrassing. Well, who was the guy who said, let's see, if the stream gets 5 likes, you won't quit drinking? Well, man, I don't want to leave before my channel's too new to get like enough likes on a live stream. This is like my third or fourth live stream ever. I don't know if I'm going to get those 5 likes for you because I'm not going to hang out too long. I feel obligated now to get you your fourth and your fifth like, dude. Oh, sweet. Okay. You weren't going to get sober anyway. That's all I needed to know, man. You know, drink responsibly, but just you don't have to cut it off cold turkey. I drank a little today. You know, those White Claw surges have 8% alcohol. That is honestly that you drink one or two of those, you're already like feeling pretty good. I drink a little bit of everything though. Don't think I'm just some sort of softy who drinks White Claw. I can drink anything. I'll do tequila, whiskey, White Claw, you name it. We'll do it. Waste your time begging. It takes up too much time with things that actually can be said. Well, yeah, kind of like when I get to this point, though, I've looked through the stats. Let me see if there's some things I think from the game that I can talk about because I'm going to go back through and look at every play before I make my recap video because I have NFL Sunday Ticket, so they have like the condensed recaps that are like 40 minutes long, so I can go ahead and watch every play really quickly, and then I'll have more concise thoughts about this game instead of just being like, wow, this guy did good and this guy did good. But yeah, no, really impressed with Amari DiMercato. That guy was on my he was on my he was on my naughty list for Christmas this year after he cost I mean, I'm still blaming him mainly for that Titans loss cuz with that touchdown, even if we blow all that other stuff, we still win somehow. But I was really impressed by him today. It's clear that he's learning. He's not getting his ego in the way of, being a good football player, and he made smart decisions tonight, and that's a step in the right direction. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy about that. So Imari DiMercato, you are off my naughty list. I'm going to put you on the nice list for Christmas. I'm going to get this whole place decorated for Christmas, and it is going to be amazing. Let's see. As long as I'm allowed to Kyler Murray bash, I'm here for it. Some of these AZ channels are delusional. Hey man, I'm a realist. I am the first channel on YouTube that you will see that is Arizona fan related. That I am a realist when it comes to Arizona sports. If I'm pissed at the teams, I'm going to tell you I'm pissed, and I'm going to tell you why I'm pissed. And I've been pissed at Kyler for a long time, and I wanted to have faith in Kyler. I went to Texas Tech University. Cliff Kingsbury was the coach. He coached up Patrick Mahomes. He then had a good eye for quarterbacks. He was always training up like the best and brightest quarterbacks. And Kyler Murray was over there at Oklahoma killing it. So he was like, I'm going to get Kyler Murray over here in Arizona. And I was all about it. Because, at the time, like the Cardinals still didn't really have a quarterback situation that was good because after Carson Palmer left, like, oh, well, what are we going to do now at quarterback? But we went and we got Kyler Murray. I had hope. And then for the first 3 seasons, there were flashes of amazing. This is going to be awesome. But he hadn't proved like a big contract. He had proved like let's give him a 1-year contract to see if he can keep playing well. But the Cardinals, being the Cardinals, went and gave him this giant contract that was unreasonable for what he had actually produced. He had gotten us to the wild card once. And then in the wild card, we got blown out by the Rams and looked embarrassing. And trust me, if you've been a Cardinals or Arizona fan for long enough in any of the teams, you know what amazing collapses are in sports. You've seen it all the time. And I, for a fact, have seen it. I was born in 1994, so I've had my good share of seeing so many collapses. I at least got to see the 2001 World Series, though, so that makes up for it at least a little bit. Yeah, no, but just so you know, Pete Mohane, I don't know how to say your last name, so I'm just going to say Pete. Sorry about that. Pete, I'll bash Kyler all day here with you. I'll also be reasonable and say, like, when he deserves praise, I will give him praise. But at the same time, he's getting paid way too much money to get any of that right now. He deserves to be on the bench for the rest of the season, okay? But yeah, you feel free to bash here. Any channel who's just gonna, honestly, what's it called? Glazing. Any channel who's gonna glaze him way too much. I'm not about it, man. When Kyler Murray deserves to be told he sucks, he deserves to be told he sucks. Just like the Diamondbacks bullpen this year needed to be told that they sucked. Every single one of them. And I'm not going to apologize for the D-backs bullpen costing us 2 straight playoff appearances because it was their fault. But yeah, no, I'm a realist when it comes to sports. I will not sugarcoat anything, which some people don't like sometimes. Get a couple mean comments here and there, but that's fine. I'll go toe to toe with them. I don't care. Um, Eagles fan here. Big congrats, big game. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that, man. Sorry, I'm working through the comments a little bit slow. This is the first stream I've done where I'm getting a regular amount of comments, so I really do appreciate that. Big appreciation to that. I have a brand new channel here with 140 subs, so really appreciate anybody coming in here to hang out for a minute. Don't plan on doing this super long tonight, but every game I might hop in and do one of these post game reaction things. All right, let's see. Eagles fans, you get a bad rap, but every time I talk to one of you, you seem super nice. Sorry about crap talking your team in one of the videos I made. But again, I'm a realist. Just joking. I haven't really talked bad about the Eagles this year. I've just said that they're not playing up to their potential. Um, he's the reason the Titans have their only win. But hey, he had a nice game today. Hey, Bro Tato, I agree with you. He had a nice game today. He is the reason the Titans had their only win. And one thing I've said in my NFL Week 9 recap, which I'm going to edit tomorrow and hopefully get up as soon as possible, is that every time I see the Titans lose like they did this week, and every time I see them lose again and just see that one win in their win column, I just remember we're the only reason they have that win. And it makes me so sad. It makes me angry and sad. All right, let's see, Pete. Hell yeah, I wanted to keep Cliff and get Baker when he got cut by the Panthers. And everyone in AZ Sports Fan and Mythic AZ said I was drunk or high. They were right, but still. You wanted to get Baker? I'm a big Baker fan. I'm a big Baker supporter. So honestly, would love to have had Baker on this team, especially with how he's playing right now. He's a better quarterback, in my opinion, than Kyler. I know that Kyler has the athletic ability, but being the best athlete doesn't win you Super Bowls in the NFL. We've seen Lamar Jackson, who I think is also a better quarterback than Kyler, who has proven that he's a better quarterback than Kyler. He also hasn't been able to win like that big final game. He hasn't been able to win the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl, but he is an amazing athlete as well. You don't know how to say your own last name. Well, I've been getting told my whole life that I have 2 last names because my last name is Askew, Askew, but people call me Askew. So anytime I go to a restaurant, put my name down for like a skew party of 4, they say askew instead of ask you, like ask you a question. And it's spelled without the Y-O-U. It's A-S-K-E-W. So yeah, I get it. I get it, man. Anyways, but yeah, I loved seeing the Cardinals just go to work today, and they didn't blow it in the fourth quarter. That was the biggest thing. They didn't blow it in the fourth quarter. And when they started to blow it a little bit, they started to think, oh, maybe I should blow it. Maybe I should do what we've done the last 5 weeks. They didn't do it. They were like, you know what? I think today we actually should win. But did you guys see the faces of the receivers? The 2 of the most elite receivers in the NFL for the Cowboys, they were pissed at the end of this game. They are not happy at all. I mean, the fact that they're still getting pretty good yardage numbers. CeeDee Lamb had 85, George Pickens had 79, and man, they were so pissed on the sidelines. I mean, they are kind of divas when it comes to receivers, but every receiver's a bit of a diva, right? It's not like a bad thing to have a little bit of an ego, but Dak Prescott did play pretty rough today. There's some days where he turns it on, he looks legit, absolutely amazing, and there's some days where he looks not that great. And today was one of the games where he looked awful. I mean, when your offense only scores 10 points, I mean, that's bad. Jacoby Brissett outplayed him fair and square today. 2 touchdowns, 261 yards, 21 of 31. I mean, what else are you going to say about that? That was great. I love seeing Marvin Harrison Jr. just starting to connect with a quarterback. And here's the thing about Kyler Murray I also don't like. He's been on this team for 7 years. We've given him a long time. I had somebody comment on my last video that like, I would rather keep Kyler and keep going. And I'm like, what else do you need to see from Kyler? What else do you need to see? It seems like we had this whole situation where he was playing too many video games and Cliff Kingsbury and that group put a clause on his contract that he had to study the playbook a certain amount every week. And that was just embarrassing. Like, why do you need to have a study clause in your contract? Like, what the heck is that garbage? And now we thought he had worked past that in the year 4, 5, 6, and now 7. But now we have situations where when he was playing in those games that he was playing in before this foot injury, he was throwing to guys who legitimately, I'm like, you're throwing to nobody. How are you guys not on the same page here? How do you guys not know what route you're running? Are you not practicing together? And when Marvin Harrison, your number one receiver, is doing that with you, that's the bad thing. That's a really bad thing. So Kyler Murray just, it seems like he doesn't learn or doesn't study the ball. The amount of times I've seen a ball fly over Kyler Murray's head or smack him in the face on a snap is just unreal. I'm like, do you know, like, communication with your center is important. Like, you knowing where your center is and when he's going to snap the ball and knowing the cadence is very important. I have not seen another team or another starting quarterback in this league who has that many issues with the snap of the ball. Um, but yeah, that was the last time we saw him in the Titans game. And man, Kyler Murray, it just is something that you see when a real quarterback. I mean, I'm being so mean to Kyler here, but when you see a quarterback who knows how to play in the NFL and has had success in the NFL come into the game, you don't see that anymore. You don't see the ball flying over his head. You don't see the ball hitting him in the face on snaps. You don't see the ball getting batted down. These are all big things. These are all pet peeves of mine, things that we've been seeing with Kyler for way too long. But I'm just super stoked that we won tonight's game. Who do we have next week? What's up for the Cardinals next week? I know we just had a bye, so we're definitely playing week 10. Do we play next week? Where are we at? There we are. Seahawks. Uh-oh. The Seahawks look phenomenal this year. Where are we, in Seattle? Oh yeah, we're in Seattle. So we won't be able to hear anything, and we'll be playing the Seahawks. All right. We'll have to shut down Smith and Jigba because he's been one of the top 3 receivers this year. But if we just shut down CD Lamb and George Pickens, I think we might be able to figure it out. I don't know. It might be one of those situations where you let him eat again, get him his stats, but make sure no one else hurts you, and then you'll win the game. But if our offense performs like they did tonight with Jacoby Brissett under center, because I think he's going to start again for the rest of the season, I think really they might just keep starting him. They might find another excuse for Kyler to not start next week. And then if Jacoby plays like he did today on offense, then that will be, we could win. We could win. I'm a little bit nervous about this Seahawks game. I really don't. The Seahawks look like they're going to win the NFC West this year. What are you doing? Get away from me. Little puppy dog. But anyways, that'll be a good game to watch. It's at 2:05 on November 9th, so that's going to be coming up here on Sunday. 2:05. I'm Mountain Time. Sorry, guys. 2:05 for me. That's just Mountain Time. My dog's in here now. But anyways, guys, we got the 5 likes, so now you can quit drinking, Pete. You don't have to quit drinking anyway. I give you permission to drink. Just do it responsibly. The problem is our team has 2. Sorry, my wife is trolling me right now. The problem is our team has too many body thetans keeping us down. Sorry, I don't know what you're saying there. It's going to take a lot of Scientology auditing to fix it, but we're on the right track. Hail Xenu. All right, I'm with you on that one. Then, welcome in, Mr. Scientology, my friend. Tom Cruise and you could come join the chat anytime. Yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about with this game other than previewing the next game. I think that I could do that real fast. And I think Jacoby Brissett, after what we saw today, even though the Cowboys defense has been pretty garbage, any team that can make Russell Wilson look good this season is garbage. And they made Russell Wilson look elite in that second week of the season. But if we perform on offense like we did against those Seahawks, we are going to be scary. We have a chance to win against Seattle. People think that 3 and 5, is it 3 and 5? I thought it was 6 losses. I think I was just assuming we were going to lose today to the Cowboys, unfortunately. But 3 and 5, that looks pretty nice. That looks pretty nice, guys. I know I'm like just being a total optimist here, but that looks way better than 2 and 6. 3 and 5. Okay. And with all 5 of those losses coming from 4 or less points, we could compete. We could win against the Seahawks next week. I'm just going to throw that out there. Of course, it's the Seahawks, though. One of the teams that's playing the strongest football again this season. Cannot believe that. You'll see if you can get Tom Cruise in on the next stream. He's a Panthers fan. Is he a Panthers fan? Tom Cruise is a Panthers fan? Loves the less athletic version of Kyler Murray. Bryce Young. Yeah, Bryce Young's been playing all right this year, though. Man, Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks. I think we could go 4-5. We could pull off an upset. We tend to play well against the Seahawks. We always take one game from them, it seems, except for the years where we're total ass, which as a Cardinals fan, that happens quite a bit. But yeah, no, I think that we could come in and win. Let's take a look at our previous games. So we had the bye week last week. Let's hop around. Let me actually search the Cardinals specifically. I don't need to see all the other NFL scores if I'm just looking only at the Cardinals. I'm doing the most basic version of a stream, guys, since I'm so new at this. I don't know. I don't have like the Streamlabs crazy. I don't know what the studio things are that have all the different things where you can watch the screen with me. Eventually, I'll do that so that you guys can watch what I'm looking at as well. All right. So looking at our losses, yeah, we lost by 1 to the 49ers. That was a close game. Lost by 3 to the Seahawks. Lost by 1 to the Titans. Lost by 4 to the Colts. Lost by 4 to the Packers. And then now won by 10 against the Cowboys. So, yeah, we've competed with the Packers and the Colts. Like, we've competed with everybody. And this is our final attempt to beat the Seahawks this year because they beat us by 3 in the first game. But we should have and could have won all those games. We could have also lost all of our games. We've been one of those in the middle teams, but everyone's going to look at our record at 3-5 and think, wow, Cardinals suck again. Honestly, we're not as bad as our record shows. I think that the fourth quarter collapses, pretty embarrassing. The loss to the Titans, pretty embarrassing. If you take away that loss to the Titans, though, and we won that game, we're 4-4 right now, and we're still competing for the division, even though everyone else is doing a little bit better. But it's not completely dead. We have reignited our pulse after this win against the Cowboys, and the Seahawks, we can win. This is our last chance. We usually take one from them, so maybe we can do it. Maybe we can do it next week, and then we play the 49ers after that. Hey, don't you cry. Come over here. You're going to be annoying on the stream, little boy. Here, you want to say hello? No, he doesn't want to say hello. He just wants to play. We're playing the 49ers after we play the Seahawks. We need to get that one back as well. We usually take one from each of our division opponents except for the Rams sometimes. So we got the 49ers, then the Jaguars. I think we could beat the Jaguars. I really do. Then the Buccaneers. Buccaneers. That'll be a tricky one. The Rams, that'll be tricky. Texans, I think we can beat the Texans. I think we can beat the Falcons, depending on if the good Falcons show up or the bad Falcons. That's going to be a big deal. I think we can beat the Bengals and then the Rams again. Hopefully we can trade with the Rams at least. And then, hey, we're maybe in the wild card picture. It's not dead. I'm being a total optimist right now, but it's not dead. So keep the faith, guys. I know the Cardinals tend to blow it for us a lot of the time, but we could do this. This is still possible. But yeah, my dog is biting my sleeve now, so I'm going to go ahead and he's clearly giving me a sign he wants to play. I'm going to go ahead and hang up the live stream for tonight and see you guys in my videos tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. I got a lot of videos to make, so we'll be seeing you guys around on my channel. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out in the Cardinals post-game talk with me. Very excited, very happy. Finally not depressed for once. Don't have to cry in the shower. My water bill's not going to be high this week now. Yeah. Obviously, I did shower still. I'm not going to be just gross. That'd be disgusting. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for hopping in. Have a good night, everybody.